In this video, I'm going to share 3 Canadian ETFs that has paid monthly cash flow for 2 to 5 plus consecutive years, VDY, HUTL, and T-bill. And more importantly, sharing my personal insights on why I have them on my watch list, also how the ETFs actually work in terms of what's inside the holdings, why they are specifically designed to generate higher distribution yields. There are multiple ways to make money investing. In this video, I will focus on 2, capital gains and income through dividends or distributions paid out by ETFs. Income investing is my favorite way to put my money to work even when I'm sleeping, simply because I get paid regularly for just holding investments in stocks and ETFs. I also own a rental unit, but let me tell you about my experience. I prefer investing in long-term stable companies to earn dividends because it's way more enjoyable than being a landlord who has to manage tenants, maintenance, mortgage, and property tax. And I think the best thing about investing in stocks is the low barrier to entry. I don't need hundreds of thousands or get a loan to get started. In fact, the best practice for me when I just started investing in the stock market was to start with a very small amount but aim to build consistency by contributing consistently every month. But before I buy any investment, I always want to understand what I'm actually owning. So I learned these step by step. How to actually read the ETF provider's website, how to check the ETF holdings, and other important facts and historical data. One thing I've learned from talking to some investors is that whenever people hear the words monthly cash flow or high yield, the first question is always, how much does it pay? Is it 4%, 7%, 10%? And I get it, that's the exciting part, but focusing only on yield can lead investors in the wrong direction. A higher distribution yield doesn't automatically mean a better income strategy. Sometimes higher yields come with more risk, more price fluctuations, and uncertainty. I've selected 3 ETFs. I personally own all of them, and each of them brings a different approach to generating income while investing. Hit the like button if you're ready to learn about how each ETF actually generates dividends for investors. Let's look into our first Canadian dividend ETF I want to share with you, which is, in my opinion, among the most beginner-friendly way to invest for income. VDY, Vanguard's Canadian High Dividend Index ETF. This ETF is designed to track the largest Canadian companies that pay higher dividend yields. First of all, when I think about dividends, I typically look at these 3 sectors: Canadian banks, utilities, and healthcare. On this channel, I love to stick to the most fundamental but time-tested investing strategies. So for dividends, I would start with the banks, utilities, and healthcare because these are companies that have long-term consistent demand. That means these companies have long-term financial stability to keep paying dividends to their shareholders. We also call these companies dividend kings or dividend aristocrats. So why do I hold VDY in my portfolio? VDY holds a basket of Canadian companies with established dividend-paying histories. But don't take my words for it. Let's fact check this together. I just type in VDY stock on Google and visit the official ETF page on Vanguard's website. Then find the top holdings. So with VDY, you are getting exposure to the largest Canadian banks, financial companies, some energy companies, and pipeline businesses. So when I started my journey as an investor, this was a straightforward choice for me because a lot of the companies inside VDY are already names that Canadians recognize. These may not be exciting companies like AI stocks, but the goal is to invest for consistent dividend income. So don't mix this up with growth investing. If you want, you can leave a quick comment and type growth in the comment section, and I can send you a link to what I'm doing as my growth investing strategy if you're interested in what I'm buying for AI, tech, and long-term growth. Now, another piece of important information you should fact check is the dividend yield, and more importantly, the history of dividend payments. The annualized distribution yield of VDY is 3.24% as of May 31st, 2026. So if you're an investor that has $100 worth of this ETF, you would approximately receive around $3 in distributions over a year, although distributions are not guaranteed. A green flag here is the consistency and an increase in distribution per share over time. The annual distribution table tells us that VDY has been a very reliable source of dividend income, and even better, what investors get paid for each share they hold has been increasing steadily over the years. Another green flag is the super low MER around 0.22%. This is the management expense ratio. So you can think of this as the annual fee you pay to the fund manager to manage the ETF for you. They do the heavy lifting for us so that we don't have to track the stocks and choose what to buy ourselves. So investors often consider MER when evaluating ETFs since fees can affect the long-term returns. And if we look up the ETF price charts, you can see that historically VDY's price has generally trended upward over the long term, although past performance does not guarantee future results. Overall, our first Canadian dividend ETF offers investors income from exposure to Canadian household names. But VDY alone might not be enough for a dividend-focused portfolio. So according to the Vanguard fact sheet of VDY, they currently hold 61 stocks, but over half of it is in financials, as you can see here. So next, we will take a look at a second ETF that gives exposure to energy companies and utilities. In fact, my first ever dividend was from Fortis, which is a classic Canadian energy company. For a diversified portfolio of utility stocks, one ETF investors may wish to research is Harvest Canadian Utilities ETF, HUTL. This is an ETF I personally own. Everyone is paying attention to semiconductors and the competition between the AI models. But here's a different perspective that investors can consider, brought to you by the sponsor of this video, Harvest ETFs. If AI keeps growing, what does AI need more of? It needs data centers, servers, cooling systems, but at the bottom of the infrastructure is actually electricity. Most people don't realize that behind the AI trend, there's a very real energy demand trend. Companies like NVIDIA, Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI need massive infrastructure to run AI. That infrastructure consumes a lot of power. According to Harvest ETFs, global data center power demand is expected to increase significantly over the next few years because of AI growth. Even without AI, utilities are necessities. People need electricity and internet and mobile services and water and gas regardless of whether the economy is doing well or badly. That's why there will always be a consistent demand for utility companies, which in turn allows these companies to pay shareholders consistent dividend over time. Back to the ETF I personally hold for dividend investing in Canadian companies, HUTL has a very clear objective focusing on generating monthly income and exposure to global utilities leaders. So instead of picking individual Canadian utility companies, HUTL gives you a basket of global utility and infrastructure related companies. If you check the portfolio section on HUTL ETF page, you'll notice that this utility portfolio spans across Canada, US, international utility companies, and gives investors geographical diversification. With HUTL, we are adding exposure to utilities, telecom, and infrastructure-style businesses. At the time of filming this video, HUTL has a current yield of around 8.12%. It's updated daily and paid monthly. But there's an additional layer of income strategy for this kind of high-yield income ETFs. HUTL is not just buying utility stocks and passing the dividends to the retail investors. They have a second layer strategy that's more advanced. HUTL uses a covered call option strategy. In simple words, the portfolio management team at Harvest ETFs is using options on top of the stocks they hold to help generate extra income. That extra income is what helps support the higher monthly distribution. This may be useful for investors who are seeking more monthly cash flow, but higher income also comes with trade-offs. With covered call ETFs, investors may receive a higher monthly distribution, but also give up some upside if the underlying stocks move up. So as an investor, I want to be crystal clear about what my investing goal is. For me, I would use HUTL more strategically. I would not make this my entire portfolio. It would be treated as an income asset. That means I can allocate a portion of my money intentionally into HUTL to generate monthly cash flow. And then I can use that cash flow to reinvest into my other core holdings. I hope this general idea is clear. Each ETF you pick for your portfolio should have a clear purpose. Every investment should have a role in your portfolio. HUTL HUTL can be a high-income paying utilities ETF. Thank you, Harvest ETFs, for sponsoring this video. Now, the third Canadian dividend ETF is very different than what you would have expected from an ETF. This third ETF always comes in handy when I have unused cash sitting inside my TFSA or RSP. Of course, it works for the unused cash in the FHSA2 or any tax-sheltered account. At the beginning of this year, in 2026, I maxed out my TFSA, transferring around $7,000 into my TFSA. Now, I don't want to instantly put all of this money all at once into any stock or ETF, but I also don't want it to sit there doing nothing. You guys know that's my biggest fear. So what I did is that I put all of that money into a money market ETF. So ever since I learned about how a money market ETF works, I see it as a high interest savings account that works inside my investment accounts. A high interest savings account is where I park my money and it pays me a higher interest rate than a traditional bank account. It is generally low risk and will preserve your principal for later use. What if I can also use a money market ETF to do exactly what a high interest savings account does, but entirely inside my TFSA or RSP? If you're ready to learn more about money market ETFs that I'm watching, go to the comment section and click the video in my top pinned comment. There, we are going to learn about the third best Canadian ETF type for monthly income. It's the low risk, income focused money market ETFs. Also, like this video and subscribe to this channel if you appreciate realistic investing content. See you in the next video.